Hi everyone, Aiden here with etrailer, and today we're going to be taking a look at the front runner under rack table bracket. So this is going to be a way to mount up some of your tables, the Pro Series tables from front runner, underneath the rack on your roof, allowing for really convenient and easy storage of that prep or camping table that you want to take with you. Let's check it out. Now, a couple things to note real quick before we go any further. This is only compatible with Slimline II platform racks because they're going to have the clearance underneath required. So on our 4Runner and the Slimline rack that we're using it with today, we've got plenty of room, and we're able to actually mount it sideways here, going perpendicular with the vehicle. But depending on your application, you could mount it parallel with the vehicle too and have the bracket facing the rear, where that's how we load the table. But for us today, it's going to be loading and unloading from the side. Now from the top and the table unloaded, you can see a little bit better how that table was resting on the bracket here, and some of the sort of carpeted surfaces that are on here to prevent metal on metal contact. This kit will basically just consist of two brackets that face inward towards one another, and they channel mount underneath the platform. So how there's this top channel in the center, it's going to be the exact same on the bottom of this slat, and that's where the hardware will slide into and secure. Now underneath, depending on whether you choose to mount this from the side, where it's going to be perpendicular, or parallel to the vehicle loading from the rear, there's going to be different slots. So where the hardware is mounted up right here and at the other locations, there's these U-shaped slots. And there'll be different ones to choose from depending on whether or not you have it mounted in this parallel orientation, because you will run into the instance where these bars are spaced at certain intervals apart, and the mounting locations there will match those intervals if you choose to mount it that way. Otherwise, on ours today, it's just mounted in one single track. We pushed it back as far as we needed for our table and tightened it down. Now, as we load our table in, it's going to hit a stopper on the other side of the bracket that prevents it from being pushed in any further. And out front, we're going to have a spring-loaded latch that will lock it in there. This latch just mounts into the top channel on that side rail for the Slimline rack. And then there's a small hole where you could add a padlock or something to basically prevent that latch from being opened, thus locking your table inside underneath the rack. Now, the thing you're probably thinking with this is it's a pretty premium option for your front runner rack, both the bracket and the table. And the obvious alternative is just get a folding table. Most people already have one at home already. If you go camping frequently, you're probably already using it for that purpose, and it works. But it's gonna take up a lot of space inside your vehicle. What you're getting here is the convenience factor. You can use a table at your campsite any which way you want, but you are not gonna find anything that stores under the rack as cleanly and out of the way as this does. So that's really what this is aiming to solve, is give you that space at your campsite for a prep table, for a cooking surface, and keep it out of the way of everything, whether it be passenger space inside your vehicle or precious cargo space on top of your platform rack. So you can leave that open for other things, larger things like a tent, kayaks, fishing poles, any number of things that you need to bring with you on your adventures. You can still do that because the underside of the rack isn't getting utilized for anything. If you have lights and a light bar, maybe you have some wiring running underneath, but you can easily route that around this table and the brackets and still make that work. So for me, I think it's a really convenient add-on, and if you have the need for a table surface at your campsite, this is going to be the easiest, cleanest way to have it mounted up. But that's just been our look at the under rack table mount from Front Runner. Thanks for watching.